start recording so that we have a recording of this and we can not able to hear the speaker. Yeah, can you hear me, Gaurav? Can everyone hear me? And can you hear Sid as well? He's going to be.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks, Mani. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, Gaurav, I think you might have to just log out and log back in. Sunil, thank you, Sunil. Okay, cool. All right. I think we passed some time and we crossed 50, so I think we should be. We'll not have the rest of them waiting. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much um, for joining our second Tableau Pune Tableau user group. Right. It really means a lot that you guys are taking some time off your working day and sort of joining us. So thank you. Now, just some hygiene issues. If you've already been here before, then you know the drill. All the chat goes into the chat box. Feel free to have any banter you want out there. I'll be equally waiting to listen to all of you guys. And while Sid is presenting, we will he'll not be able to sort of take questions in between, but we will, I think, finish off pretty soon. So we would have some time and good enough time to sort of raise all our questions to Sid. All the questions go into the Q&A box, so please ensure that you have all of them there. We'll be able to sort of capture all of them and answer them at the end. And just, I think, a quick introduction of Sid. If you all have seen the LinkedIn, or if you've seen his public profile, then you already know that he's a Tableau artist. I think he not only presents data pretty well, but he's able to artistically sort of present it, and that's something that he's going to share. He's got some secret sauce, and he's probably going to help us address that. And a little bit about him. I think he's a BI professional with 6+ years of experience. He's worked on multiple data-oriented systems analysis, and he's developed reports that are probably very recent, up to the minute. And I think he's an expert in converting data into graphics and presents them really well using Tableau and any other application out there. So it's probably not so much about the tool, but also his inclination to present the best, um, and only the best visualization out there, and ensure that the audience, whoever is sort of consuming this information, um, learns a lot and has some key takeaways. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Sid. Sid, take it away, man. Good luck with it, and we will be waiting to hear from the rest of you on your questions.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you for that great introduction, and thanks for having me here. First of all, speaking in the Pune Tug is really cool, I feel, and thank you everyone for joining. I hope you all are doing well and safe. I'm going to go ahead and
Before
share
we
my screen.
start, before we start, Sid, and for the rest of you, right? Tableau has a special gift for you, and we'll hand it over after the program. So, if this is to ensure that while Sid has stepped up and he's come from the community itself, um, and he was happy to share his insight. I would really recommend that the rest of you all also step up there. I think there's some goodies every time from Tableau directly. So it's a great platform not only to sort of give back to the community from where you learn, but it's also good to um, sort of be recognized in the Tableau community right across across everyone. So Sid, thank you so much, and I'll not take away more time.
No,
Sorry,
no, no, thank you.
I just wanted
And
to
for
have you.
others, mm, and for others, definitely do volunteer. Reach out to Santosh if you want to share your work, because trust me, he has streamlined the process. He takes care of most of the stuff. He does a pretty good job at it. So, and he also, he does, if you need a trial session before if you want him to go through your presentation, look through it, provide some advice, he does that also. So definitely don't feel that you have to do all the work. You can step up and ask Santosh, request Santosh, and he can definitely help you with that. So Santosh, should I go ahead and share my screen?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So let me know. All good, Santosh, can you see my screen?
Not yet. It's still black, but yeah, now we can.
Perfect. So hi everyone. My name is Siddhanth Shetty. I work at Red Hat right now, located in Pune. I yes, born and brought up here in Pune, been here, and I will be presenting. This presentation is mainly around how to create dashboards, create reports, and how to create
We can't hear you, Sid, now. At least I can't hear you.
Monday. There's everything, and a lot of people want to participate, but
Sid,
uh,
Sid, we couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you. So can you repeat?
okay,
We lost you when you said you're from Pune, and then that's it.
okay. Can you
So
hear me now?
pretty much, yeah, we can
Can
hear
now,
you.
right? Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was just saying that I'm going to walk you through a process that I do usually for Make Home Mondays, for dashboards that I prepare weekly or monthly whenever I use that data. And it used to take me a lot of time to do all this, but now it takes me hardly like two hours, 1.5 hour, 2 hours to create this. So I'm going to just walk you through my introduction. Once again, I've studied at University of Pune for information technology, Vishwakarma Institute of Technology. For those in Pune, you must already know everybody. And I finished my engineering in 2013, and then I moved to I got my admit in Oklahoma State University for Management Information Systems, Stillwater. So I was there for 2 years, and over there my specializations was data mining, predictive analysis, and modeling. So mainly around SAS. So that was mainly over there SAS designing, SQL, functional requirements, etc. Business side of the how to use tech in business basically. So after that, right after my graduation, I was hired by Cognizant Technology Solutions. So there I moved to Charlotte. My client was Teachers Insurance Sanity Association of America, and I worked there for 2 years. So over there, my job was mainly heavily it was around SaaS, a lot of work around SaaS. So after that, yeah, after 2 years, I moved to ADT as a senior sales and performance analyst. Now there we didn't have SaaS, so that's where I adopted R and started working on R as a tool for modeling, predictive modeling in sales department. So yeah, I worked there for a year and a half, and then I moved back to India in 2018 and have been with Red Hat since then. I was hired as a financial analyst, so my responsibility mainly is like Santosh mentioned, it's like consolidation, data, preparing data, making it in a way that the leadership can consume it easily instead of going through the whole work of connecting to this data, getting that output, consolidating themselves. So I give them the dashboard, or I write scripts to automate their process and make it easier for them. uh, so moving on, these are some certifications. So that's just my degrees, the first two. And then, like I said, I was mastering, like my specialization was in data mining. So I have the SAS certifications for that. So actually, in when the lockdown started, I think May 2020, somewhere around there, Tableau had released this the badges, the courses and everything for free. So I decided to do all of them. As you can see, I've done all of them, and I would recommend everyone do that. It is very helpful. It's very detailed. The content in there is very good. It's up to you. Like there is a time constraint, I understand, and it's work from home. So decide. As you can see, there's designer, site admin, analyst, data steward, consumer. So you can decide how you use Tableau in your company, in your job, and you can go for that badge. It just explains the role, explains everything what you are supposed to do on Tableau, how Tableau can help you achieve that. And then definitely after in fact, if you do all the badges, the certification exam becomes very easy. It's almost you've answered all the questions, so you've covered everything, every basis. So I would say I did the certification around, like, I think April or May. And since then I've started working on Tableau, the community. So I wanted to practice mainly on that. So in like last year itself, I started working in Tableau in the community. I've been working Tableau in Tableau for a long time.
We again lost you, Sid. We lost you again, Sid. Can you? Sid, we had lost you in between. Can you repeat? It's very patchy.
So
Sid is it's very patchy actually.
okay, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I
But
understand that a lot of people have. Mhm.
we can't see your screen now though.
Okay, I think it stopped sharing. 1 second. How about now?
Yep, it's all good.
Perfect. I'm so sorry about that. So I understand that I've asked a lot of colleagues and a lot of friends who work in Tableau to participate in Mako Mondays and Workout Wednesdays and the Iron Viz, the Iron Quest. So the main reason is the main reason that everyone cannot participate is time, which I understand. Trust me. Like even nowadays with work from home, we are all even working on weekends. So I used to spend a lot of
Sid,
time, but now the
I don't
process of
think everyone. Sid, I don't think everyone knows about these community initiatives. So, would you be able to spend some
definitely,
time on that? Just go
definitely,
with
yes,
the flow and explain what all opportunities they have to learn. That will be really
right,
helpful.
right, right. So yeah, Mako Monday is one of the it's something that you can work on. It you get data. Data is shared with you every Sunday. It's usually shared around the evening, Sunday evening, and they give a sample with that. I'm going to have a demonstration after that for that what Mako Monday works. But these are some initiatives. These are some data. Like finding data is very difficult. You can get data from Kaggle and all, but again, getting the data and creating a visualization, you have to think about the whole process, which is it is time consuming. So I have just come up with a process that I follow every time for these dashboards to create these, and I'm just going to walk you through that one by one. And if you follow these, trust me, once you get used to it, once you make it a part of your uh, a process of your Tableau creation, it will really it should take you around 2 hours or 1.5 hour literally to create a dashboard. So let me start with creating the charts. So designing process come afterwards. Remember, always remember that. Do not create a design and then make a chart around the design. First make the chart and then make the design around the chart. It is very important. I have seen some dashboards where the chart doesn't make sense, but it was created just to complement the design. So first thing you got to do is create the charts. Now, honestly, every time I open something, I go to the line graph or bar graph. I run towards it, or a map. So you can't get very creative, especially on a Sunday evening. So I have a process where there's this beautiful Tableau chart catalog. I'm going to show you that. So you can go here. You can just search for the Tableau chart catalog and this load. One second. And you can see there are all the charts over here, area diagrams, area charts, and all kind of charts. It's a very exhaustive list, and it's been taken a lot of time to create this, but it has links to all the charts, all different types of charts, and samples to dashboards that you can download and backtrack and see how it's done. There's also blogs around it that can that show you how you can make that. So that covers up your first part. First, create your chart. There's 100 charts by 74 authors. Like, you are not going to fall short of that ever. Now second is that is done. Now what's next? What's the design? Right, my chart is ready. How do I design? So that is inspiration. So I have two websites. I've also installed the apps for Behance and Dribble. So even on the phone, when I'm just doing time pass, I open up the app and I go through it, and if I like a design, I save it so that I can use it for the next time, or if I'm running out of ideas and inspiration, that's where I go to. So this is Behance, for example. I just typed in dashboard UX, and you can see so many examples over here. Like, just look at the color combinations, beautiful color combinations and all. So this just gives you ideas on the color, on the design, what kind of format you're going to create around the chart. It's very helpful. Even in Dribble, I've just searched for charts, and you can see it's just beautiful work over here. Obviously, if you're going to, if those goes without saying, if you're going to pick up something or replicate it or something, definitely give credit to the author. And so once this is done, once you have an idea, so let's say you have decided to create a bar graph, and you're going to use this color template or palette. Now, how to decide on the colors? Let me just hide this 1 second. So moving on to the color section, which is the next section, is colors. How do you finalize colors? So this is the website I go to, Coolers. Here you can see there's already a palette, and you can just press space, and this goes on like this. Now, let's say I decide this looks like a good dark background. So colors should be three parts. This is what I go for. Three color rule. I usually prefer using three colors in the dashboard. Try to minimize it to three. So this is a dark color, which I decide I'm going to make my dashboard dark. So this will be the majority. This will be a background, right? This is going to be almost 60% of your dashboard or something. Now, since I've selected this, it's simple. Now I know I need a lighter font. So I'm going to lock it. And now I want something different, like, highlight words or the header or the title. I want it in a different color that would look good on dark and light. So I think I'm just going to go with this flame color. And then I'm just going to select color. I'm just going to copy this, actually, copy the hex code, and I put it in Tableau, or I put it in any designing tool, PowerPoint, or wherever you're going to design it. This color shows up. So my color is done. My design is done. Uh, my idea is set up. My template is set up. I know what I want. So what's next now? Next is dashboard size. Since I'll be designing this somewhere else other than Tableau, but bring it back to Tableau, I need to make sure it fits Tableau properly, so that you're not designing it there, bring here, and the image is enlarged or zoomed in or small or something. So what you do is, get a brief idea, like how much you're going to do. So I would say go to 1600 or something. It's up to you how much content you have, how many charts are you thinking to create. So let's say you've already created 3 charts. So you need to do the spacing properly. You need to increase the height or the width. That's up to you. But you need to finalize this first. If you do not finalize this and then you decide to change it later, trust me, it's a lot of work changing the whole thing. The whole idea of following these steps is reducing the time and not increasing it. So that's it. Your size is fixed. Now the next thing is start designing. So I use Figma for designing. uh, and it's I used to use PowerPoint before, but till I figure out finalized Figma, and it has the same functionalities, but Figma comes in with add-ons that you can add a lot of features that you won't get in PowerPoint. But yes, if you're not comfortable with Figma or any other tool, you can always use PowerPoint. PowerPoint is very good, and you can create a whole background over there and put it in Tableau. So now you're done. This is the designing tool. What's next now? Now start designing. Now even in designing, what do you need? Like you can't just take a background and create the same thing over there. So let me give you some extra other websites also. So let's go with textured backgrounds. You can use plain backgrounds. So right now you see there's a white plain background up there, and the other half is a textured background. I can put a layer on that, light it up, make it darker or something based on the opacity. But this is just example. This is not something necessary. If you have time to spend, sure, go to Unsplash, some beautiful textures over there. uh, just search for textures at Unsplash and you can see I've used this texture over here on my resume. So whole wide range of textures, and you can lighten them up using a blank. Just put a blank object on Tableau or on any designing tool you're designing it, and make it lighter or darker. That's up to you. So once that is done, icons, shapes. Uh, it is very important to make sure the icon you're selecting implies what you're showing. So I have a fixed website. Now you have to remember you have to give credits, right? So even my credits is like fixed. I don't even work on that. I have a fixed template for credits. I know I'm going to use Flatigon. I know I'm going to use Unsplash. I know I'm going to use Figma. I know I'm going to use this site. So it's already fixed. My credits on there. So Flatigon is a good website. You can find a lot of images, icons over there that you can use. Icons are very important to convey a message, but not take up real estate on your dashboard. I will show you an example of the COVID dashboard that I created where I've used maximum icons as much as possible, which all came from Flatigon. Now, there is one thing that I've noticed is in dashboards, in a lot of dashboards, people are using images, but they do not remove the background of the images. It looks something like this. You guys must have noticed it. It really looks bad. If your background color is even off white, you can see it's an image and it's like pulled out. So I just use remove.bg and make sure all my images are PNG and all the images don't have a background. So it looks good. The colors match, the background matches, the design matches, and it doesn't look out of the place. Also remember to do the same for your maps. I've seen a lot of maps that people do not remove the layer of the map at the background, and you can see a white patch of map on one side of the dashboard. So make sure you remove the background from the maps, and I'm going to show you an example for that also. So if you remove the background, see, looks much better. You can see there's 4 layers over here that I put just on top of each other and nothing else. So if you remove backgrounds, you have a lot of scope of making the design much better and looks much cleaner. Now, this is done. Let's say you spend sometimes extra time on creating all these. Font, a very important topic. A lot of people ignore it. I ignored it. I'm going to give you an example of that. I ignored it a lot, but I've just realized fonts is something that you have to spend a lot of time on. It is not that simple. If anyone has read the articles or know about it, if you're selecting a font in Tableau in your desktop, it is not necessary that font is available on the server. It is not necessary it's going to say look the same way in someone else's machine. So you have to be very careful when you're selecting fonts. There are two articles that I've read by Judith and Ken. Beautiful, detailed article about how fonts work, the logic behind it, how fonts work in Tableau server, and how it changes. So I think Judith has a whole thing where she's eliminated fonts that are not present on the server or are present on the server. And Ken, I think, has done the same thing. So do go through the article just once, and this will you just give a good idea of how fonts work. Now, what I do, trust me, I'm not like I said, minimum time. I am putting all my text on the designing tool. If I have it on a designing tool and I make an image and bring it into Tableau, the fonts aren't changing at all. because it's an image, it's not going to change. So I try to get as much content as possible on the designing tool itself and make it an image so that it's fixed. Now, this also gives me an option to select the fanciest fonts as possible, because it's not going to change when I publish it on the server. It's very good, you should do that, but do focus on fonts, please. A lot of people just go with Verdana and Tableau, the Tableau fonts. You can go for that. They will not change in any machine. They are installed everywhere. But obviously, go to Judith's document and you'll find other fonts also that are friendly with the server friendly and will be seen same in other machines also. Now, as I said, I'm going to give you examples for all of them. So starting with the resume that I created. Uh, Let me just walk you through the charts. The charts are similar. I haven't done much. I've created 3 resumes so far, and I've used same data. Uh, the bar chart, the chart below for tech Itabelin, and then here on the left, I've just given a hover function for the education, and for my experience, just a hover where it will give you a bit of description, right? So this gives you all the information that I have in other charts also, and everything I guess in my resume. Uh, so the Sanctifunnel chart also, if you click on analytics, it will sort. In this image, it's showing all of them, but if you click on analytics, it will filter. If you click on database, it will filter for the database tools. Uh, Now, these are the charts. Now, going to designing, right? You can see the textured background actually over here. If you look behind, I was actually going with a plain background, white background, but when I added this texture, it looked much better. It just popped up everything, every font, everything. Font, you look at the font, the name itself and everything below. If I had done this in Tableau, this would have been a big issue. You wouldn't have seen this font in Tableau. So everything here, maximum content is images, and I'm going to show you how much. There you go. If I remove the charts and everything, all of this was an image, one image. So it's not going to change. The font is going to stay. In fact, if you looked at skills I possess, even the headers, the dimensions, I put it in the design. I've just added the bar chart on the right by hiding the headers in Tableau. So you can see that, and I'm going to give you another example of that. You can see this is the texture I used. I put on a blank blue colored page object on this, and I lightened reduce the opacity, increase the opacity. So this gives that bluish look over there. Now, as I mentioned about the maps, I've removed the background of the map. So you can see the map is taking in the texture of the behind. So this looks very good because of that, because of the map looks good, but it's just a normal Tableau map. Trust me, it's just I've removed the layers and done nothing. I haven't gone to Mapbox, got the ID or something, or put it in Tableau and then generated the map. This is the normal Tableau map. Remove the background, add your own background, and the map, you can have a different map every time. Over here also, if I remove the charts and everything, the rest is a design, was created in a designing tool. Fonts, as you can see, this font also over there. Shapes, as I mentioned, I have a dashboard with all the icons. All these are from Flaticon. My idea was to share this to the maximum possibility. What I was going to do was I was going to create an image and share it, because not everyone has Tableau, or not everyone opens the link, or they don't know what it is, a lot of them. So my idea was to share this as an image. If they want to open the link, for you guys, of course, you will open the link, but others don't. So I wanted to spread this as an image. So in an image, I can't give a lot of data. It's because of the real estate issue. So I decided to use icons. So you can see take steam, drink water, everything is icon. Now, if I had written like used it as a text, it would have taken up a lot of space. Now, for those who open the Tableau dashboard, if you hover on these icons, it will give you the tooltip, which is more information than these images. But my plan was to make sure that the image itself is sufficient to understand what you need to do, what steps you need to take when you have COVID, when you are in home quarantine. So this was the idea behind it. And again, you can see the texture behind it. It just, I'm just a fan of it now. I try to use texture everywhere. Whenever I use a textured background, my dashboard turns out to be very good. I'm actually going to walk you through the process. So I've mentioned designing. I keep mentioning designing and do it in Figma. So I'm just going to give an example. I'm going to create this dashboard in Figma, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go step by step of what I've talked about. So obviously, let's say first step, create the charts, right? So this is, I'm going to do CO to worker compensation ratio. When you're doing makeover Monday, a sample chart is always shared with you. This one, a lot of people go for this. If you don't have time, go for this chart. If you don't want to, think a lot or decide on a chart, try to replicate what they've given. And this is their example. Sample charts are there in every makeover Monday data. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just replicate this. I don't want to spend time. And there you go. I just made the same chart in Tableau, similar. I obviously made some changes, the tooltips. I have added the more information on this. It was a bit of a complex data. Explanation was important, and I didn't want to add a lot of text to it. So I added as much information as I can on the tooltip, and you can see I've used the maximum feature for the window and just displayed the maximum and the lines. So my chart is ready. What's next? Inspiration. So as I've said, I have applications for Dribble and Behance on my phone. I I just scroll through it to what I've bookmarked or saved, and I design a design like I'm going to do this. And you've seen and the design you've seen, it's very popular with the layering done on containers. So we are going to. So I'm going to. My inspiration is ready. I've done that. Colors. I finalized the colors. I have the colors now. I know I'm going to use these colors from the colors.co website. And dashboard size, I'm going to go with 1600 to 800. So to start the dashboard, and I think this should be enough for one chart. This is more than enough for one chart. So if I put in a bar chart over here, this leaves so much space for me to put in the content and design and etc. Okay. So everything is ready. Moving on, start designing. So let's go design this. Let me just, okay. So I've already added the text I've used because I didn't want to type the whole thing again, but I'm going to walk you through how I created that design. So I'm just going to take a rectangle. Now I'm not proficient in Figma either. I'm not a designer. This is what I've learned, self-learned, and I'm going to show you that. This should be enough if you don't know. So just create a rectangle. And this is the first time, and this is why I told you to finalize the dashboard size. On the right-hand side, x-axis 0, y-axis 0, 1600, and 800. There you go. Now this is the size. This is your dashboard in Tableau. This is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to change the background to white, and then I'm going to add another square for designing over here. Again, Behance, Dribble, sit there, spend some time, get your inspiration from there, and hit black. Now I had another layer, if you remember. So I'm going to make another one like this, and I'm going to change this to, let's see, let me see, what was the color I used? Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Let me just go off the presentation mode. 08676C. Right? Oh, just selected the whole thing. My bad. There you go. There you go. And I'm going to reduce this opacity over here so that it gives that transparent look in the dashboard. Now I'm going to curve, get it some rounded corners. Let me just increase that. So on the right over here, you can just increase the, yeah, there you go, corners, and I'm going to give it a border. There you go. This, again, I've seen it online. It's a mixture of a lot of ideas. Now I'm going to bring in the text. I'm just going to drag it here. You bring it to front. There you go. Text box is here, by the way. If you are not sure, this is a text box. You can bring in the text. This Figma has a lot of fonts over here. So you don't have to worry in this case because this is going to become an image. So you can see it is created a shadow. So you can see it is created a shadow and so you don't have to worry at all. And this, yeah, I decided to put the header title on the in the bottom this time. I was a bit bored of putting it on the top every time. So there you go. This is a good font. Cannot use this in Tableau, so I bring it here. Then the header. This will be the header for the chart. So I also remove the header from in Tableau. So I'm going to put the title over here itself. And the final part, the legend, the color legend, or there you go. Now, let's see. I wanted to use the shadow feature. So I'm going to like create effects over here on the right. So if you click on this and if you click on effects, it will give you a drop shadow. You click over here and increase the x-axis. So you can see that from there, put it a bit down and increase the blur. I don't want it so sharp. Increase the X also. So you can see it just created a shadow. So the reason I added the border is right now it looks like it's a layer above that and the CO paychecks. So I want to also give a shadow to the CO paychecks, but it won't look good on the black background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in some rectangles like these. And I'm going to give it a light color and I'm going to reduce its opacity because you need to be able to read little more. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be able to read. Just going to copy this and do it 3 times like this. Make this a bit smaller. There you go. That's what I've used over there. And then I'm going to copy it again. I'm going to bring this over here. So like I said, I wanted to create a shadow effect for paychecks, the title. So I'm going to increase this color a bit. There you go. And now I'm going to bring this to front. And now I can give this a shadow. Now this will look good. Check it out. Okay, effects, drop shadow, increase. See that? So now it looks like the CO paychecks is on the upside. Okay, done. I'm going to select this, Control A. So on the left, you can see just like Tableau, there's a format object layout. It's selected all, and I'm just going to right click and group them. And it's going to create one group. And now I'm going to just export and export group 5. Download it. Going back to Tableau, I'm going to bring in an image. Choose the image is downloaded, apply, okay. Same thing, go into layout and say x-axis 0, y-axis 0, 1600, 800. There you go, done. Almost there, the main part, the chart. Hide the header, don't want it. Remove the filter, not using it. And publish it. So that's it. That's it from the designing perspective. So if you as you can see. So going back to the resume part of it, the resume you saw. So the reason I created it because it's very useful, honestly, because as you know, and you've heard it a lot of times, employers uh, or hiring managers spend what I don't know. It keeps reducing every time. It's 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something. They spend time on a resume. But when you create an interactive dashboard, they are spending like 10, 15 minutes just playing around with it. Just clicking on the bar chart, they are like remembering the names. Oh, this person knows this person knows this. A lot of people just opened my resume and I've just looked around. They know about my skill set because they were playing around with it. So that's the one reason I feel interactive resume. So if you're looking for a job, you're in college, you're going to graduate, or you're looking for a job change or something, I would recommend create an interactive resume. One, you're already telling them you're good at Tableau. They already know you know Tableau now. And also they play with your resume. The more they look at it, the more interactive it is, the more time they spend. So, and also second thing, the reason you need a resume, interactive resume is because the data is your data. So you can create any Excel, the number of tabs, you can arrange the data however you want. So it's like the most easiest thing you can do. It is your data, you can put whatever you want. If you want to put numbers, if you want to put percentages, if you want to change colleges, if you want to push degrees over there. So how to start? Of course, there's a whole page in Tableau called the Interactive Resume Gallery. Uh, it is very awesome. Just search Interactive Resume Gallery on Google, and you'll find this page. It has almost 80 dashboards, 80 resumes created by people, and they are like very interactive. They're very cool, brilliantly designed, and it is very. Try it out. Like you can get your inspiration from here. Just go to the page and start making it. Also, give it a start. So here's something I'm going to show you. Okay, so you have to keep practicing, of course. This is my first dashboard. This is my first resume. You can already see all the mistakes that I just mentioned. The resume, the font is all over the place. Okay, I did not mean to make this. This is not how it looked in my desktop. Okay, uh, images. Look at the map. So cool, right? I have like 3 colors itself in the map, right? The logos I used, everything. So logos also try to remove the background, remove it, and then use it. And I've just given like a lot of information that is not needed. So when you hover over these company names, I have like a whole description of what I do, which is not needed. The reason this resume or anyone opens your resume is to look at your Tableau skill set and not actually use it as a resume. Okay. Then I discovered Figma, and I made, this is the second version I had created. Again, if you look at the charts below, it's not doing much. It's the same chart, just I've just switched the dimensions here up and down, rows and columns. That's about it. So then came the final and the third one. Well, I wouldn't say final. I'm going to definitely create another one, but this is how I got to the third one. So keep practicing, keep participating in Makeover Mondays. Just search Makeover Monday Tableau and you'll find it. The data sets you get on Sundays and Sunday evenings usually. And create dashboards. You already have a sample. They've already given you the chart. You just have to replicate it and publish it on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Put your name out there in the community is what I'll say. I'm going to end the presentation now. And if you want to connect with me, please feel free to reach out. Any questions regarding the dashboards, let me know how I created it. If you have any queries around that, definitely. If you want to get any feedback on your dashboards, feel free to add me, and I'll give you feedback to the best of my knowledge. And I'm going to give it back to you, Santosh, now.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sid. I think it was amazing, man. Quite mind blowing in that aspect. I think I would look at changing uh, my resume as well. It's very nice, very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was an eye opener. So I think there are quite a few questions. Some of them had them in the chat box and then in the Q&A. So let me just complete the ones that are on the chat box, right? So I think the first question was, um, is this free now? And I already mentioned that it's not. I think it's not. But do you know if the training
I
e-learning
actually,
or
I was expecting that question, so I quickly opened it up.
okay?
And I think it's free. It says it's free.
Oh, okay.
Like start free.
Okay.
It says start free. So go ahead, just search for role badges in Tableau, and it should give all the badges. And I checked. It says start free. Start learning free.
Okay. Amazing. All right. So this is one, and then next there were some questions. Can you explain how to design a modern dashboard, Suraj?
And I am like I said, I'm not a designer, but like I said, Behance and Dribble. Go there, get inspiration from there. The Tableau community itself, it's so big. Just Twitter, search for Zen masters, featured authors, and Tableau people, and just add everyone on Twitter, and just sit on Twitter and look at dashboards, look at their designs. Modern dashboard, I would say, try to use the three color rule. Don't make it a fancy rainbow or something with multiple thousands of colors and all. So you got to keep it sleek. And again, yeah, Behance and Dribble, go there. You'll get a lot of ideas, designing ideas over there. Like all the designers are there.
Yeah, so both I think Dribble and Behance both are mostly used by designers. Yeah, so I use it a lot, and my team uses it a lot.
Mhm.
And though a lot of the designs that you see are built either on Figma or on Sketch,
Uh,
on or Adobe Photoshop, but it can definitely, like Sid showed us, it can definitely be used in Tableau. I in fact actually, in addition to what Sid is saying, I think you need to go to Tableau Public and figure out modern dashboards. I think those designs are fancier than what you would find even on Behance and Dribble in most cases. So they are, because I think they are mostly data driven, and even before, so there's a new feature of where there is no background is pretty new
mhm.
in Tableau, and since when I was using it back in 2013, it wasn't there, and even the dashboards back then were amazing. So yeah, you can really do wonders with it. So Suraj, it really depends on what your definition of a modern dashboard is. That modern dashboard which was built in 2013 is also valid today. So the real question is, are you what sort of question are you answering? Are you sort of helping, uh, are you making it little easier for people to understand this data, or are you confusing them with more information, right? So it's a question you have to really answer. What is your route, and what are you going to take? All right, the next one is
Exactly. And
sorry, you were saying
yeah,
something.
so my goal right now is to create whatever I created in Figma, PowerPoint, and design tools. I want to do that in Tableau. That's like a different level. Like the
Yeah,
Zen masters, they
yeah,
do everything in Tableau. I don't know
yeah,
how.
yeah,
It's just they are a different level now. They are
yeah,
using different this thing. They're using the designing over there, etc. So pretty cool. I want to get there someday.
yeah, yeah. All right. So Priyanka is saying, would this slide deck be shared? Loads of information about there. Would appreciate it. So I think we'll put it up on YouTube when the link is shared, or probably it is. I don't know. We'll figure out how to do this, but we'll try and share this for sure.
Sure.
Maybe not everything, but some of it, I guess, because I think the deck
The
itself
links are
was
there.
pretty heavy. When you shared was, I think, 20-30 MB, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So
So I think the links, so as you recommended, I've converted the links to Bitly, so that should be
yeah.
there, and the video you'll be uploading.
Yeah, so Priyanka, the video will be there. So I think the links, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good point as well. I missed that. The video will have the entire presentation, and you'll be able to refer to that. All the links that you need will be shared on the Tableau website as well. So we'll ensure that that goes in there. Guru Prasad says, can images be downloaded for free from Flat Icon? There are some good images available for few sites, but they are paid. Do you wanna take that?
Yeah, so it's not completely free. You're right, Guru Prasad. Um, if you want different colors, that's I think paid, but you can get basic ones like the black and white ones. You can get those. Those are free. But yeah, if you want like custom ones, like a colored one or something, that is paid. Of course, that is a premium. So there is two sections. There is free ones, and then there's a premium. So yeah, you can download for free from that section, the black and white section.
And I think while you mention images, Flat Icon mostly has icons only. But images, there are multiple ones. So just Google for free images. You will get Unsplash, and that's what Sid mentioned. There's
Right.
Unsplash. There's I think Pexels. I think there are quite a few. You'll find quite a few places to get
And the
free images.
and the remove.bg website is also pretty accurate. So if you're removing the background, any image you
Yeah.
choose, remove the background. It's pretty accurate. Like it's hitting it
Yeah.
very right. So you can use that
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the next one was anonymous. I don't know. He's not shared his name. He or she. Where can video learning sessions for dashboard painting? Where can you get video learning lessons? There,
Yes.
I don't know. Learn
Yes,
and
sir, dashboard. If you're talking about this, then I think you'll be sharing it on LinkedIn also, and the video will be available on YouTube. If you're talking about this session.
I don't know if it's this session. I think it's mostly around are there sessions to learn how to like just
Oh yeah,
customize the
yeah.
dashboard.
I straight up one name comes to my mind, Judith Becker. Go to a
Yeah.
blog. She has she uses Adobe and very good at it. So she has a lot of blogs on designing on our
Wow.
in Tableau.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Divya says I've just started with the Tableau course from Udemy. Any advice for her?
Sure. Just go through the I would say the main things that we use in a company, and Santosh, you can agree with me, is sets, parameters, grouping, actions, and that's about it, and filters. So you should be very well versed with all of that stuff. Calculated fields. These are all dashboards. These are very simple that you publish on the community. But when you're working in a company, you do not design, you do not use anything because the company already has its template. They prefer consistency. So you're not going to do a lot of designing over there in the company. All you're going to do is make functional dashboards. So learn about how to optimize the data, how to make it better, connections to Tableau,
Yeah.
the blueprint, how in an organization Tableau is installed in the server, how it's connected, how it Redshift, if you want to connect to Tina, if you want to connect to Hyperion, how it works. So that is the most important knowledge. Nobody in an interview is going to ask you, how to do a graded background or something. They're going to ask you how parameter actions work or how do you publish a dashboard without, passwords or embedded data. How do you do that? So focus on that. That is the main part. That is what you use in your day to day in the company.
Sid, you forgot the most important tip
Uh,
to
web
connect with
page.
you on LinkedIn. Divya, the next advice for you is to connect with Sid on LinkedIn.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Do that also.
Right. So that's the best part about this community, right? So everyone helps everyone else, and I think it's a really very giving community.
Yeah, I wrote feedback welcome
We lost you, Sid.
and I was surprised
We lost. We are not able to hear you.
LinkedIn actually got feedback. It was like,
You're very robotic.
yeah, sorry, I think I'm on my phone. I don't trust the electricity.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. We lost you again. All right. Next one. I think Sridhar. Question on pie chart. If you have 10 categories which I want to show on pie, should we go for 10 colors or just one color divergent? For starters, don't use a pie chart for 10 categories at all. How are you going to identify? It's very difficult. So I would never recommend a pie chart for 10 categories. At the most two, or at the most three. Like at two is already a kill for pie chart, and three is stretching it, and 10 is impossible. Like don't ever do it. Don't use more than two or three colors. Your Just our human mind is not able to capture or store more than four colors at a
So
time. So
so sorry, so sorry about that.
no worries, no worries. Just answering a question on pie charts.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The next one is Omkar Kharkar, right? As a fresher, how we should make our resume interactive because we don't have experience. Hmm,
Uh, I would
interesting.
say first, obviously, start with the web page. I recommended the Tableau interactive resumes on the Tableau official page. Uh, a lot of them can be downloaded. A lot of them, most of them. Backtrack that. Definitely feel free to download that. Look at that design. Again, get your data. So data is very simple. That's the most easiest thing. It is your data. Put anything you want in the Excel. You no need to do pivot or VLOOKUP or something. Do whatever. Make 15 tabs of degree just. It's up to you. So first create your data in Excel. I would say tabs would include, one would be college education. Second would be certifications. Then there is work experience. Put the date columns as per the experience, so you can have it interactive. Make a line chart or something if you're trying to play that. And put a map. Put a locations. If you worked in a lot of locations, put locations with the map, like coordinates, so you can create a map for that. And there's other things like a lot of people add the books they like or movies they like and stuff like that. So you can make a tab for that also. So first make the Excel and then go to that section and definitely follow up this thing. Finalize the charts. You already have the website for charts, Tableau charts. So decide on which charts you're going to use. Try to use like 3 or 4 charts to show different things, because the point is to show your skill set in Tableau. So
Mm,
try to create 2, 3 different charts.
yeah, nice. Omkar, also, I think in addition to that, if you don't have any experience, then Mako Monday is the place where you can get experience. There are quite a few challenging um, data sets as well. I mean, there are easy ones, obviously, but if you go back, I think you will have data sets way back of 2016 as well. And you have tons of every Monday. Imagine, so there are 50. There are about 4 years, 5 years. That you are talking about 250, 260 odd data sets. Go ahead and just whenever you have the time, just download Tableau Public. It's free. And just try and recreate them. Yeah? It's that easy, right? You will get all the experience you need, and you will be able to. So your Tableau public profile itself is a part of your resume. It's the place where you can show off and you can really tell the recruiters what you can do. So I would also recommend doing that. Next is Sunil. How to change the theme of top header bar in Tableau server? I'll just pause that for a bit. We'll come back to that. I think Digambar is which layout should be preferred, fixed or floating? What would you say, Siddhanth?
I go for floating because I'm not expecting a very uniform layout. So my bar chart is going to be in a different location, and I'm going to change the sizing as per. So I prefer floating because trust me, it's like overlaid in my dashboards. Everything is everywhere. So if you're going to create a complex dashboard, I think go for floating. But if you don't have a lot of content and you just want uniformity, go for
No, I
fixed.
think he's referring to. I think you have used a fixed one of 1600 by 800. I think that is the layout that he's talking about. Is that right, Digambar, or you're talking about every sheet that adds on to? So if you're talking about the dashboard, then I think you're saying you should go with fixed, right? 1600 by 800.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Because imagine if I change that 1600 to 800, I have to change that in Figma also and start moving it around. I know there is a blog
Hmm.
that has been shared where you can, or you have to do a little bit of like scripting or something, where you can
Hmm.
change the height and width without changing the object height and width inside the dashboard.
Okay.
But that is again
Okay.
a task. So yeah, I'm not
Okay.
doing that on Sunday evenings.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think then the last question is Sunil's, right? How to change the theme of top header bar in Tableau server? Would you know that? I don't work on servers, so I will not be able to answer
I,
that at all.
I didn't get it. Top header bar, as in if he's talking about type like headers for each sheet, or I'm not sure.
Sunil, would you like to type in chat or about what this is? Theme of top header bar in Tableau server. I think this is about customizing and making it your own, if I'm not wrong.
I'm not sure if Tableau server, if he's talking about the Tableau server header or something, that would be company related. You'll have to work with the admins.
Digambar is saying it's about sheet. I mean, Omkar, is it? Hmm. Add- I mean, I can add my Tableau public link in my experience. Yes, Omkar, you can add Tableau public link in your experience. Okay,
Oh yeah,
Digambar mentioned about
100%.
sheet. Digambar mentioned about sheet. So sheet, you meant floating.
Floating. Yes, I go for floating. If it's a complex dashboard, go for floating.
And Apurva is asking, can you access work groups DB on Tableau Online? Test it out. They have a 14-day free trial. You can even log in using Gmail. So all the connections would be there. I don't see why not. You should be able to. Okay, Apurva says no. If no, then yeah, then you might probably have to build a web data connector between workgroups and Tableau, and that should be able to help you. Just Google for web data connectors, and you'll be able to find out Apurva more. Have you used web data connector, Siddhanth?
Mhm. Yeah, I've used it. I've used it actually for my own website, the group, Facebook group.
Okay.
So that updates. It's a page where I'm like a group page. I was trying it out. I don't use it in a regular basis or on a career perspective. Just tried it out once or twice.
Apurva is saying the work group DB is the internal Tableau DB available on Tableau server. That's that's a Tableau data source. So yeah, that will be available on Tableau server. Why not on Tableau Online? That should be. It's a Postgres instance.
I mean, if I do a quick search, it looks like Tableau has a whole page on it.
We have not tried it, Apurva. So sorry, I don't think we'll be able to help with that answer. Then apologies. All right. I think we have come to the end. If there aren't any other questions, then thank you so much, everyone, for finding some time and trying to make it today. Um, Guru
Thank you.
Prasad says, I think Guru Prasad is saying work group DB is used to track visits by users. I use in Tableau server. Not sure about online. Okay. I think then to track visits by users is probably because it's Tableau online. It just doesn't make sense maybe.
Just one.
Guru and Apurva, you guys should you guys should on our WhatsApp link and hit it off. We'll connect you guys, right? So after this, we'll definitely Divya will you can just connect on LinkedIn. So wherever you registered for this program, you will find Sid's LinkedIn connection. So there's a LinkedIn icon, and just click on that, and it'll help you connect. So that should be straightforward. All right. So Sid, thank you so much. Your Tableau goodie will reach you in your mailbox pretty soon.
Oh, so
I
cool.
hope not. If not this, I mean, we all have only digital gifts to hand over. So unfortunately, that's what we have. But I really look forward to more volunteers. I hope you're welcome, Apurva. I hope I have more people. So I think Apurva, if you know about your work group DB, and if you're a Tableau server expert, I hope you can step up and sort of share something. I'm sure we have a lot of Tableau server geeks here who
Oh,
would benefit from that.
She said sure. So that's awesome. You got your next
Awesome,
session.
man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very nice, Apurva. So we'll connect. Please connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a direct message. We will make this happen next time. But very nice. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. I know it's a Friday afternoon, but yeah, this was a short, quick session. So, Sid, thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of us have learned a lot. At least we have been inspired to sort of challenge ourselves and do more with what we can do with Tableau. So, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you stepping up and contributing and sharing your knowledge with all of us. I'm sure we have loads to take away.
And thank you everyone, and thank you Santosh seriously for doing this. I know it takes up a lot of your time, but thanks. This is a good thing. It's a session we are communicating, and
Yeah,
Pune Tag as in uh, probably I saw like multiple names that I already recognized. So it's
yeah,
a good session. It's a good community thing. So
yeah,
thanks.
yeah. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a nice evening and have a very good weekend. Stay safe. Please wear your mask and take care, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.